Hello folks, let's talk exploration puzzles for Tower of Fantasy. I'll go over some of the co-op puzzles that you can do by yourself, as well as other world puzzles that uses gadgets and relics and elements. So first off, you might have noticed that some things are locked, and you have to wait a certain number of days before you can activate it. Such as this here, where I need to wait half a day before I can use it. One way to look on the map quickly is these little nodes. If it's white, then that means you can interact with it and solve the puzzle. If it's grayed out, then you cannot. So right here, this dandelion, I can activate it since it's white and get the nucleus, but the gray thing down there cannot. And for all the puzzles that need relics to solve, I suggest making multiple loadouts with different relics so you can quickly switch them without going to the menu. So for the main one, I have a hand cannon and the jetpack. The next one, I have a jet board and the cube. And then for the third one, I'll put a missile barrage and magnetic storm. So the way you switch it is right here. You see my hotkey G. I can use push G to switch my relics on the fly without needing to go to the menu, which makes this a lot faster. For these weight puzzles, you need to have two people to stand on these little pedestals in order to open the treasure. However, if you are alone, you can find one of the little elemental things and toss them onto this in order to open it by yourself. Okay, so now I grabbed a little water core from nearby. What I want to do now is to stand at the pedestal here, a little behind it, and then hold the Alt key so I have the mouse out so I can click on this little drop button instead of throwing it. That way it won't aggro and stay put. Now I can go and step on the other weight and unlock the treasure. And then there's the co-op thrust puzzles, where you need to push in 2 or 3 of these little panels in a quick time. You want 2 people, but you can do it alone if you are fast enough by just moving one panel and the other quickly. Some of you might have noticed this little sound puzzle early on in the game, where you need to step on the notes in the correct order. And the way you do this is to just follow the notes that light up. The important part is the first note, which is this one over here. Once I step on it, you see the correct note for the next one is going to be lit up. So I just need to follow that to the rest of the notes that are lit up, and I'll get the treasure. One thing is, if other people step on it, it will ruin the pattern, so you do need to kind of find an empty channel to do this alone. When you encounter these Atlas World Holder statues, you need to use your little gravity relic in order to lift it up and grab the treasure. The gravity relic is the strange cube that you get in the dungeon. And the dungeon is located in Astra down here on the bottom right. For these huge cracked rocks, we'll need the missile launcher. So let's go ahead and use our missile launcher, which will automatically fire on them, and you can get your loot inside. Oh look! We also have a fire. So let's activate that with a fire weapon and get 2 loots at once. Next up are these pressure plates with the totem icon. For these, you need to use the hand cannon, because those are the pillars that the hand cannon makes. So let's just shoot that there and see what happens. Oh, there it goes. Unlocked. In addition to the little pedestals that you use the little cannon to make a pillar for, you'll see these green ones with a leaping attack, which is what you gotta do. You gotta use a weapon that has a downward charge attack and slam it in the ground. There's different weapons that can do this. Some of them will attack on an angle, so just use the one that's proper for you. Then there are the smart telescopes that lets you make constellations. This is pretty much connect the dots type of puzzle, where you have to fill in the dots and lines to make it look like something. And the good news is you can keep guessing, and whatever you have incorrect, you can click reset to undo, but all the correct lines will be orange and will be locked. So you can just connect the dots and everything, and just keep guessing and checking until you get the correct answer. Like this. Or the obvious dandelions that you see all over, you can hit them and then just scatter. One of them will have the black nucleus. You can also shoot them with a bow, but if you have a ranged weapon, you can just use mid-air attack to break them. It's pretty easy this way too. And then there are the nucleus that are being carried by a drone. All you have to do is to go up to the drone, attack it, and you get your nucleus. And you probably have seen these little robot crabs floating around. You just need to be near them and escort them back to their owner, which is an NPC called Geo. And if you happen to find the NPC first, they will always be looking in the direction of the crab. So if you see that, then go in that general direction to try to find it to get a free nucleus. Oh, make sure to talk to Gel at the end after escorting the crab over. Otherwise, he won't give you the reward. When you see these little bouncing mushrooms, you need to jump on them in the correct order. You know it's the correct order when it makes a higher pitched sound. So that one was a low one, which was not the right one. That one was a high one. Now I gotta go find the next one that has a high note. Like that. That means they are the correct and they stay glowing. It is trial and error, but that is how you know the pattern. If it makes another low note or stops glowing, then you did the wrong order. Later on, you'll see these flower things that's stuck on a wall, and you gotta look at the color in the center and find a little pod that matches the same color. So that one's green, and right here I have a green pod nearby, so I just need to toss this on over. And don't worry about the pods being thrown. You can throw these just fine without it being aggroed like the little elemental cores. Anyway, just toss the pod in with the same color, and there you go, a nucleus. Next up, there are these volcano things. Most of the ones you see don't have lava because those are time locked. It just doesn't say they are time locked. But eventually you'll find ones that do have lava, and what you need to do is use a ice weapon on it to unfreeze the lava. Or to freeze up the lava, I mean, and you get a nucleus from it. So if you see these volcanoes, just wait until you see the lava so they are unlocked and claim your rewards. Then there are these rocks that look like it's part of the normal environment, but you can actually break them with just any attack. Too bad this one's time locked for now. A lot of chests are time locked. 3 days, oh my gosh. Well, that's how you do these puzzles. Then there are these little mini caves with tar pits, and what you need to do is hit with a fire weapon to melt the tar. Then your goodie will be found inside.